Hey guys, welcome back to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you another online commentary for Rome Total War. And today, as always, we are doing 31k rules, 3 versus 3 on the grassy flatlands. Now, before we actually kickstart this replay and kickstart the battle, there's a couple of things I need to say. Bit of disclosure for this video. I wasn't two minds about putting this video up onto YouTube because it does involve basically one side beating the other side quite convincingly. But at the same time, what I wanted to try and do was just to highlight a few things in the video, because I thought there were a couple of interesting points in this battle which will hopefully either add new people's knowledge of Rome Total War, or basically you might find it a bit more entertaining at the end of the day. But I just wanted to stress that I wasn't two minds of putting up this replay. Now, the second thing I want to say, it involves 3 members of the Brotherhood clan, and they are great 31k players. Everybody has bad days at the office. Every day, everybody makes a couple of mistakes every so often. So I'm not trying to kick a man whilst he's down, but I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. By me uploading this video onto YouTube, I am not saying that one side is better than the other side. I purely wanted to put this up for entertainment purposes, and secondly, just to show you a couple of things. So hopefully now we've got that off my chest, I've cleared the air, just in case this provokes any reactions on any of the guys that took place on this battle. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. So when this battle was actually started on the actual lobby, it was going to be a 3 versus 3. I chose Greece and my 2 allies chose Rome. The opponents, they were both, all 3 of them were Rome. So effectively it was going to be 5 factions of Rome and 1 Greek army, and I was going to be the Greek army. Now what did happen is one of the Brotherhood members, they changed their faction from Rome to Carthage after seeing my faction, which basically indicates to me that they're going to try and create an army to try and counter Greece, because why would you do that otherwise? So they've seen my build and they're going to try and put together some sort of build that's going to counter my Greek build. Now bearing that in mind, I thought, well, if they're going to try and come to me, what I need to try and do is keep away from the Carthaginians as best as I can, try and stall them wherever I possibly can, but also get more than normal archers, get maybe 5 or 6, I think it was 6 gold Cretan archers, a couple of armoured hoplites, and then get some gold Spartans. And also, guys, you've been watching my earlier videos with the Greeks, and I was trying to involve a Cav general, just basically because I can. So I knew that the Carthaginians were going to come towards me. Everyone knew that the Carthaginians were going to come towards me. What I need to try and do is, knowing that, I need to counter the counter, if that makes sense. So that's the army that I've got here. I've been joined by Hannibal. Now I've got to say one thing. This is my second battle that I played that night with Hannibal. The first battle he played exceptionally well, and in this battle he's played exceptionally well. Hannibal has come on leaps and bounds when it comes to 31k. I actually thought this was SR or somebody else. I didn't realise it was actually Hannibal until he told me in the lobby. So Hannibal, if you're watching this, you played exceptionally well, and really can't wait to play more games with yourself. He's gone for a 6 cav, 1 arch unit, and then the rest urbans. And then if we have a quick look here at this member here, I believe he's a King's member. I've got no idea who he is. It's just 000 in his username. I do miss the good old days of of Game Ranger, where you can actually work out who your opponents were, even if they changed their name. Anyway, he's gone for 6 Praetorian cav, and again, bunch of infantry, 1 legionary first cohort, and 1 archer. So we've got plenty of archers. Now let's have a look at the enemy. This opposition, they've got Spartan commander as the Carthaginians. Now I had a good idea who's going to bring this build, because I'm a long time subscriber to Spartan Commander's YouTube channel. So after a while you get to actually learn the types of builds that he brings with the Carthaginians. And that's exactly what I thought he was going to bring. A bunch of slingers. I thought maybe either 4 or 5 slingers, and then the rest a bunch of sacred bands. And he's been joined by and Bang. Now this is actually quite funny. Every time I watch Spartan Commander's videos, I always waiting for him to go bang, cav charge, and I reckon that's where this person's got his name from, and bang. So yeah, quite entertaining, quite funny, quite witty if you are a subscriber to Spartan Commander's YouTube channel. Anyway, he's gone for 4 cav units, a bunch of infantry and 1 archer. And then last but not least, we've got LIONDWARF, who's featured in the last several videos I've put up onto YouTube, and he's gone for 4 cav and then a bunch of infantry. So let's kick this party off, let's get the ball rolling and see what the opening gambit is. Now, nice little move here by Spartan Commander. He's deployed far back. That's just to make sure that no one can rush him, no archers can run down and shoot his flanks. And what he's going to do is going to move all his guys down here, trundle across the grassy or the snowy flatlands to meet up with his allies here. Once he's met up with his allies, he's then probably going to try and mirror my army and basically follow me wherever I go. Now, I know traditionally speaking what's going to happen, that the Brotherhood would tend to play a bit more defensively than say other players, and that's because they're playing together as a cohesive force. I was banking on that, and that's the reason why I've got so many archers. So whilst they're either following me or they're basically standing still, I'll either be able to shoot some of their cav units or shoot some of their archers, or do basically some sort of damage with my archers. That's what my plan was. Now, I've also got a couple of armoured hoplites here. The reason why I've got them there is because I won't be able to defend all of my archers with my Spartans. So I've got a couple of units here with gold shields to basically try and act as an extra deterrent to prevent any cav units charging into my archers. And secondly, if I was to actually get into an engagement with the Romans, I'll be able to use these units as a peeler screen. So that's primarily the reason why I've actually brought them. And last but not least, I've got that Jav cav unit here, and that's because I've got my general is going to be nice and safe in this Jav cav unit, because I can put skirmish mode on, and more than likely what's going to happen is that this general shouldn't die in the battle. If the general doesn't die, that's going to be great for me. Fourth thing I want to point out with my build, I've actually brought these Spartans. Now you might be thinking the formation looks a bit odd. I've put them into a 3 deep formation. Now why is that? I find that when you're doing a Spartans versus urban battle, you don't need to have your Spartans in a deep formation. If you have them in a 3 deep formation, as long as the gaps are covered, that should be more than adequate to actually munch through the urbans. So effectively, this part of my army here, the Spartans, have been basically brought to the battlefield purely to take on the urbans. The archers are trying to take out any units I possibly can, and the Jav cav is to keep my general safe, and armoured hoplite is just basically to defend my archers. So over here we've got the first engagements going on. We can see that the king's member, the Brutii, is now sent his guys forward. He's got this unit into a tight formation. Now he's going to get a lot of damage. You can see the peeler from this unit from Ambang is charging or chucking their peeler straight into this unit. So you can see that at the moment the Brotherhood are taking the upper advantage. They're doing really nice there. But Hannibal is going to send in his guys into support anytime soon. At this stage, I managed to shoot away these archers which were in the front of and back of the Senate. These guys are now meeting up to support their ally. I'm now going to get my archers, run them forward and try and take a few little flank shots as and when I can. These guys are now going to stop anytime second. And now let's have a little glance over here to see what's going on. So in comes the Brutii, they're charging their cav in. It's not the most successful cav charge, I've got to say. They've just basically charged straight into a testudo, into a loose formation unit. But all of these Senate units now chucking their peeler into these guys. And now in comes Hannibal Barca. He's going to come in with a cav charge anytime soon. So it's a bit scrappy over here, but you can see both sides are slogging it out to try and take the upper advantage. Now, in the meantime, as mentioned before, I'm trying to avoid these Carthaginian units. So I'm going to try and pull back my Spartans. I'm pulling them back and pulling them back. I've also got my archers, which I'm going to try and swing over here and try and get a few little shots as the Carthaginians start to move around the place. Now the Carthaginians again, they're going to charge straight into my Spartans. I'm going to see that, so what I'm going to try and do is pull my Spartans away. Again, I just want to try and avoid this big blob of Carthaginians. And bear in mind, as I'm pulling them back, I've also still got these armoured hoplites at the back. Now, because Spartan commanders left his guys on their own, what I can actually do, I can actually take out these slingers because there's no cav units to support. And you'll see in a second what I'm going to do. I'm going to sneak these armoured hoplite units in here to try and take out these slingers, because these slingers will do a lot of damage against my units but also against a lot of my opponents, sorry, my allies. So you can see in comes Spartan commander, he's trying to chase down my units, and in the back here I've snuck down these armoured hoplite, and we're just going to charge straight into these slingers and hopefully rout or take out a few of these guys. Now I wasn't expecting to actually kill many of these slingers. I thought what I might be able to do is just chase them away if they were on skirmish mode. Now in the meantime, you can see Spartan commander again is chasing my units. He just keeps on chasing them. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my archers. I'm going to pull my archers to the flank. So as he charges and chases my Spartans, I should be able to pull my archers to the flank and get some nice flank shots. Now Spartan commander's seen that, so what he's going to try and do is push back and actually cause my archers to run away. Now by doing that, in a second he's going to split up his forces. So some of his guys are going to actually chase back my archers, and then some of the guys in a second are going to go after my Spartans. But if he divides his forces, it means that his units are going to be less effective to take out my Spartans. And in the meantime, I've seen this opportunity to basically run all of my Spartans away from these Carthaginians and run them straight into this big blob of LIONDWARF's infantry. As you can see here, a lot of the Brutii forces have been heavily depleted, and it is pretty much a 3 versus 2, because the Brutii, now I say it's 3 versus 3, but the Brutii have lost a significant amount of their infantry. I'm going to charge in my Spartans. Again, Spartan commander seeing what's happened now, he's going to try and run these Carthaginians in to go and support. But Hannibal Barca is going to do a great move here. Hannibal Barca is commanding the Julii units. He's going to pull these 4 urbans, and all he's going to do is run these guys straight into these Carthaginian units and just basically snag them up. If he can snag them up, that's going to give me in time to actually engage. And here we go, I'm going to engage all of my Spartans. They're 3 deep. So I've managed to actually get all of my Spartans in one cohesive line, like so, almost like the Berlin Wall here. Indestructible force of Spartans. The spears are down, guard mode is off, and these urbans are going to get absolutely wrecked by all of my Spartans. Hannibal Barca, seeing this, is going to charge in with a nice cav charge. This is going to basically decimate the Senate forces. Senate forces are going to be scared. They're going to rout, instantaneously rout. They're going to throw in a towel. There's no point continuing. Now that all of the Senate have been defeated, it's just Spartan commander left over. Spartan commander knows he's fighting a losing battle. There's no way that he can actually take this out. There's no way that he can win this. So he's admitted defeat. As you can see, all of my archers, we'd nicely surrounded him on skirmish mode. There was no way that he was going to be able to chase my units down. And if he did chase them down, we'd have more than enough units left to deal with all of these Carthaginians. So as you can see, Spartan commander's thrown in the towel. He did actually host the game, so he's admitted defeat and he's basically exited the game before the actual replay can finish. But fear not, I have taken a screenshot of the actual stats at the end so you can see what the kill count was. Bear me 2 seconds and I'll bring that up now for you. And as promised, here we go. Here is the actual screenshot from the replay. Unfortunately, because Spartan commander quit the game before this could actually save, but I did manage to take a quick little screenshot just to make sure I didn't lose the stats, because I always like to make sure that I've got the start and the end of a replay. So if we have a look at the kill count, effectively I've done very little. I've only got 520 kills. If we have a look at Hannibal, he really was the star player at the end of the day. He managed to support the Brutii, and he also managed to support myself. So that's really good mark of a great team player. Well done to Hannibal. He got in 1,110 kills, and I'm sure if the actual game had continued to go on, he would have got a lot more kills. And Brutii player got in about 746 kills. If we have a look at the SPQR players, they got 931 and 700 kills, so really close there. And Sparta Commander, unfortunately, he never really got into the actual battle itself and only got in about 225 kills. So guys, what I'm going to do, highlight this again. This video is just really for a bit of entertainment. Please do not take this too seriously. I still really rate the Brotherhood, and especially Spartan Commander. What he's done for the community is absolutely superb. So if you're watching this Spartan Commander or any of the guys in the Brotherhood clan, please don't think I'm trying to do a cheap shot. This is purely entertainment, and I thought I'd highlight a few little tactics and tips for guys. And at the end of the day, we're down for entertainment. We're down to have some fun. So guys, let me know what you think of the replay. Let me know your thoughts on the tactics. Potentially, let me know what you think about using a Cav General. Are you going to use it in the future? Anyway guys, I'll finish it here, and I'll catch you guys soon. And please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and check out more Rome Total War goodness on the Biscuits Total War channel. All the best, and catch you soon. Bye.